In the second unit of this course, we mentioned scholars who seek to emphasize the differences rather than the similarities between the Bible and the ancient Near East. We mentioned Cassuto, one of the most prominent representatives of this view. The case of the flood story is a classic example of this approach. The differences between the flood stories in Mesopotamia and the Bible are striking. A careful examination of these differences may reveal how the story was adapted and changed by the biblical scribes to fit the Israelite spirit and religion. The main difference between the two flood traditions relates to polytheism versus monotheism. According to the Mesopotamian sources, the flood events involved disputes between the gods. The saving of one man and his family is the result of one god's decision to violate the oath of secrecy he took regarding the flood. The argument between the gods about the saving of humankind continues after the flood, and only after discussion do the gods agree about Utnapishtim's fate. The Bible, however, attributes both the decision to destroy the world by means of a flood and the decision to save one man to a sovereign God who acts independently. The Mesopotamian gods feel threatened by humankind. The increase in the number of human beings and the noise they make disturbs the gods until they are forced to take action. In contrast, the peace of the biblical God is not disturbed by human noise. His decision to destroy humanity by means of a flood is based on moral considerations. The flood is a punishment for the sins of humanity.
And the earth became corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with lawlessness. And God saw the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its way upon the earth. And God said to Noah, "The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and I am about to destroy them with the earth."
Interestingly, the Bible sometimes uses human noise, which disturbs God's peace, as a metaphor for evil deeds. For example, in the story of Sodom, God decides to destroy the city because
the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is exceedingly grievous. I will go down now and see whether they have done according to their cry which has come to me, and if not, I will take note.
the cry here may be a biblical adaptation of the noise motif from the ancient flood stories. But it acquires a new meaning in the Bible. The cry that disturbs God and brings him to decree the destruction of Sodom is not mere noise, but rather an expression of sins and evil deeds. This new interpretation of the noise motif suggests a different understanding of the motivation of divine actions. A similar difference exists regarding the criteria for saving the hero of the flood. In the Mesopotamian flood tradition, the hero is saved thanks to his connections with the god Ea. Others, not so fortunate to be as close to Ea, perished in the flood. In contrast, the Bible states that Noah was selected because of his righteousness.
Noah was a righteous man. He was blameless in his age. Noah walked with God.